Hi, this is Jeremy with Jeep in the Midwest. Today, 2019, January 1st, getting started early. I'm going to do an oil change video on the Cherokee. 4 liter inline 6. That's what the Rubicon over here has. Can't see it just out of camera. I'm going to show you how I do it. The recommended oil is a 10W30. Not what I'm going to be using. I've got a different video that'll talk about that. But this is how I do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the oil cap off. This will allow the oil to flow better. Just going to set it there. Keep crap out of there. But it's going to allow the oil to flow easier. The other thing that I did, and I didn't show, is I don't have the engine hot, but I did run it for a minute or two just to get the oil flowing and get it a little bit warmed up. So I'm not going to get burnt when I take the drain plug out, but it's going to flow a little bit easier because it is cold here in East Central Illinois. So let's get down below. So I have my oil pan positioned under the plug. It just so happens that this one is a 16 millimeter, and push it forward just a little bit to get loose. There we go. Give it a second turn just to make sure. I'm going to pull my oil filter or my oil pan out there, and now while I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the drain plug and see. It's pretty clean, but I'm going to wipe it off. There you go. Nice and clean now. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to let this continue to drain. I should probably let the oil warm up a little bit more. But I'm positioning this now where I can get to my oil filter from the top. Now I'm going to reach down here and get the oil filter. Hopefully I won't need a wrench. And she's turning.
I have the pan right below it. Let it drip.
I have yet to figure out a way to pull this filter without making a big old mess. You can see I like to use the good filters, the Mopar. Unfortunately, this next one is not a good one. It's at Walmart, and I'm not spending $10 on this beast. So, but you can see you always want to check and make sure that your gasket's still on there. I'm going to set this in the oil pan. I have an old bottle of 1030 that I'm going to take this cheap filter I mean, it's a Super Tech. Got it at Walmart. Made in the USA, so that makes me happy. Lots of oil filter debate out there. I'm going to take a little bit of this, I'm going to put it on my finger, I'm going to rub it on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lubricate the seal. I'm going to put that back in. Fish it down through all these lines. Hand tighten it. Now that's good to go. So I'm back down here. I want to show you putting the oil plug in because people get weird about that stuff. It's still dripping some. Hand tighten it so you don't cross thread it. Grab my 16mm. I want to seat that nylon seal pretty good. There's that. Now we're up on top. Oil plugs installed. Oil filters installed. I'm going to take the cap off. A little trusty funnel in there. Now, I've tried this the last couple of oil changes, and this video is not necessarily about this, but it does seem to have improved. It's restored. This one's for 6-cylinder engines. Gotta give it a good shake. Been shaking it for a couple of minutes. Ah, I took the cap off. Haha. No, there's a little plug. It's messing with you a little bit. My sausage fingers in there. Pull that plug out there. I'm going to put this in first. You can see this stuff is thick. It's cold where I'm at. Stuff's also not cheap, so I want to get every last drop. I'm just going to set that there for a sec. I'm going to grab this, not 10W30. I'm a Valvoline guy, so I'm trying diesel oil. It's all the rage on all the forums, you know. So not recommending this. This is just what I'm doing, but I'm not going to bore you with the entire sequence of me filling this with very cold 15W40 oil. This is going to take a bit. Ooh. Still spilled. So I've got it filled now. I'm going to pull my funnel. I'm going to set that over here. It's out of the way and won't leak all over things. I'm going to return my oil cap. I'm going to go ahead and do an initial check. I don't know if you can see that, but it's in the safe. You know, during oil changes, they always, show you the filter, the drain plug, filling it, checking it. Something else that I always like to do is I like to make sure that washer fluid's full. Right now it's that season, so I've got the de-icer, Peak brand. I just buy whatever's there. I actually prefer the 4-in-1 that's got the bug cleaner and the de-icer and the Rain-X and whatever. The other thing is that they never show you doing the lube. A lot of people don't talk about that, so that's something that you should always do, is every oil change is lube. I also throw in a tank of, in the tank I throw a fuel injection cleaner, and I always make sure and check my tire pressure. And a lot of times every oil change, especially with four-wheel drives, because they tend to eat up the tires, I may not take it in and get the tires rotate or balanced, but I do rotate them at home. So I do that about every oil change. Saves your tires, and a lot of people don't talk about it, but you got like a Wrangler or something where you got the spare tire that's the same. I rotate it in because it does last longer if you rotate in that 5th tire every time. But at time to buy tires, it is an extra 20% cost if you divide it out into 5. So there are positives and negatives, but those are the things that people don't talk about during the oil change. So just things to consider. And that is all there is to doing an oil change. It's really simple, and it kind of I like doing it because it puts me in like, I know everything that's going on with my vehicle. I'm not trusting it to an oil change place. The horror stories are boundless. I have 1 or 2 myself, and I choose to do all the maintenance I possibly can myself. So remember to, if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you like what you see. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram. I am on Facebook, but more active on Instagram. Jeep in the Midwest. Thank you.